Hey everybody, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What's on the news today? Star Wars. Is it really gonna happen? All right, so according to an article, Star Wars Eclipse in early development at Quantic Dream is in development hell. Disney apparently has no idea what to do with it, and now rumors are going that the game is going to be canceled. We all thought it was kind of an odd studio for a Star Wars game. Quantic Dream is, their niche, I would say would be a good word for them. So let's turn to these guys and find out what they think about another Star Wars game being flushed down the toilet. Let's go with Pat. Pat, Star Wars, toilet, flush it, go.
Seems to be the life of most Star Wars games, right? Every time we hear some cool Star Wars game, we got the cool Star Wars, what was it, 2042 or whatever?
1313.
1313. There you go.
Yep.
Where they were talking about it's going to be bounty hunter driven. I'm like, this is really cool. A non-Jedi story or a story about a bounty hunter. And it looked all gritty and cool. And from what I saw from the Eclipse trailer was pretty cool. And I'm like, well, how the hell do you put out a trailer if you're, because they're basically saying that the game is being delayed until 2027 or 2028. And I'm like, how the hell does that work out? And from reading through the articles, basically Quantic Dream put out that teaser as kind of an enticement for people to come to its development studios. They cannot get developers hired. Every time you go to their website, it has their looking for people all over the place. And it's the same jobs that were there months ago, just changed with newer dates. And and it's going to be built in their engine, which their engine's not really designed for any type of game other than the storytelling games that they put out, in my opinion. This is my opinion on that. It's not going to be done in any Unreal Engine or anything like that. It's the Quantic Dream engine that they've got, and they've put out good games, but they're all story-based games, all the Quantic Dream games are story. The Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain. I never did play Beyond Two Souls, and I'm assuming you guys may have, but it was probably a story-based game, right?
Beyond Two Souls was the most action I've ever seen in a Quantic Dream game. And it was for like one episode, one chapter. There was a stealth gameplay aspect, and you could do certain types of physical attacks, but it was only situational. It wasn't like throughout the game. So it was still a heavy driven game of story, narrative, with a very minimalistic action aspect to it. So right. It was a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. Fantastic. It was just not anything I would see Star Wars in.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I guess an interactive story might be kind of cool for a Star Wars game. I would not say that I have a problem with it, but the trailer kind of didn't lend to be that. My biggest concern outside of that, like I said, is that they're going to use their engine and they're not going to be releasing anything till 2027, 2028. But also that was rumors swirling around that Quantic Dreams is trying to sell themselves. And when I mean sell themselves, is they want to get bought out by somebody bigger. They got all this FOMO from Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo and everybody buying somebody. They're like, somebody buy us, please buy us, is what it sounds like is happening here. And, I don't know. I have very high reservations now about anything that they could develop. And especially if I'm not going to see anything for another 7 years, 6 to 8 years from them. In my opinion, they were, and I understand, they said, sounds like they needed developers and they put out this teaser trailer to try to entice some developers and it didn't work. So now what they've done is they've got their fan base all up in arms going, 2024 is what you said. Now you're saying 2027, 2028, maybe, and maybe it's going to get canceled. That worries me a lot about what could ever happen. So that is, I guess, the true definition of developer hell, right? Have they even started developing anything? What's going on?
They developed a cutscene.
Right. And they developed a CGI. Yeah. And now is, if you didn't have enough developers to start this game in the first place, you probably should have started doing that before you announced the game. But you basically the chicken before the egg, right? Do I get more developers or do I say I'm making a game first? Which one is it? Companies have been doing this forever without doing what they're doing. I'm really worried now, and it's probably going to be another one of those canceled Star Wars games that everybody wants to play. But what are you going to do, right? They are who they are. They've done what they've done. Nintendo or Disney should have just let LucasArts gaming studio stay in business and them pumping out games, so we could have gotten the Bounty Hunter-esque game and some other stuff. So, but Disney does what Disney does, and they decided to farm out the license for the gaming, and they gave it to EA, and EA's made a decent game. They made a good game. The Fallen Order is a good game, but the other stuff, the Battlefront Star Wars games, are pretty garbage, and so we just got to hope that some of these other franchises that are talking about doing Star Wars games might do better, because I don't have a whole lot of hope now for this Quantic Dream Studios making anything worthwhile that will ever release, right? If they get bought and sold, if they get sold by somebody else, who knows what they're going to put out? Whoever buys them may be like, no, we want you to work on another Become Human game or something. Chicago Become Human or whatever. San Francisco Become Human, instead of heavy rain, we're going to do light rain this episode, So
slight drizzle.
Yeah, it's slight drizzle. It's sleeting now. We're going to call this one sleeting rain,
Well, that's Missouri weather.
Yeah. So Mother Nature has bipolar out there, which she is. That I love Star Wars, and I hate to hear news like this because I want another really good Star Wars games. I could probably play a new Star Wars game every year and be fine with it, as long as they were good. What about you, Nick? What do you think about Quantic Dreams and them now saying Star Wars may not be for another 6 to 8 years?
Jason, that's all I gotta say. Throw this one into the Sarlacc pit. It's dead. Yeah, I mean, I only played Heavy Rain. I never played a Quantum Dream game past Heavy Rain. I liked Heavy Rain. I liked it a lot. And I guess I never really got into really anything else they made, because it was pretty much the same. I guess for me, it was the same idea as Heavy Rain, that story narrative detective kind of game play. And I don't know. I just wasn't interested in playing them. So I never did play Beyond Souls or Detroit Become Human. And so I was kind of curious, I've seen a new Star Wars game, and then that trailer looked really cool. And then seeing Quantum Dreams going and make it, I was like, because I wasn't really interested in them developing a Star Wars game. So from reading the article, it sounds like, their company is very, I guess there's toxic work behaviors and, various things like that going on there. So they basically have lost a lot of their talent, and they can't seem to get any of that talent. So exactly what you said, Pat. They put this trailer out to bring people in, but it's brought no one in, basically. So, excuse me. So it seems, Quantum Dream is it sounds like they're in a bad position right now. And, like you said, if they don't get purchased, they might be no more, potentially. That might happen. We don't know about their financial situation, but it sounds like they can't get anybody to develop any sort of games for them, even this Star Wars game. And that's the only thing I know of that they have in the pipeline, is this potential Star Wars game. So it's going to be, I would say it's probably dead in the water. And that seems to happen a lot with Star Wars games, though. It's really weird. I don't know if it's just we focus on Star Wars titles in general, or if it just happens to be Star Wars that gets killed every time, right? Every single time you turn around, this cool Star Wars game. Yeah, the 1313, the Bounty Hunter game, that looked awesome. And then it got canceled. And I think everyone was really excited for that one. And, if they would have kept with LucasArts games, we could have got a Jedi Academy or Jedi Outcast, 3 or something like that. That was a fantastic Star Wars game. And a lot of the other great Star Wars games that came out of there. like you said, they gave it over to EA. EA's pretty much butchered it, besides a couple of games that were, Jedi Fallen Order was really good. The space battle one was okay. And,
Rogue
the rest of them
Squadrons.
Battlefront and stuff like that kind of sucked. So, and then they've had a lot of games in the pipeline that have killed off. And then here we have another Star Wars game that's potentially going to die out. You have such a ripe franchise. Why are you screwing it up so badly? Right? You have Star Wars, and you can't seem to, for Disney, it's like you can't seem to give it to the right people. Right? It's a huge, like, multi-million-dollar franchise that makes probably millions of dollars every year, maybe more, maybe billions of dollars. I don't know. It makes a ton of money, and you can't give it to a competent developer to make a game. You just decide you're going to give it to people that can't do crap, or, lease it out to people that can't even make a game. They make a cool trailer. Well, that's great. You give it to EA that just butchers everything. So that's good. Who else are you going to give it to? Give it to Peter Molyneux or whatever. He can make a goddess Star Wars. That game flopped. So, yeah, I mean, come on, Disney. Give the franchise to somebody that can do something with it.
Star Wars Connect.
Jeez. They're just going to sell out and put Star Wars in Fortnite.
Right,
I don't know if that's happening.
Yep.
It may have already
They'll sell Star Wars to anybody that's got money. Yeah.
It seems like anybody that says, I'd like to have Star Wars, here's some money. And the mouse is like, yeah, thanks.
I bet they already have lightsabers in Fortnite and Jedi robes and shit.
Oh, I'm sure
they've probably done that. I mean, hell, if they've done Naruto, I'd guarantee they've done that. Hell, they've done Deadpool in there. But yeah, Quantic Dream was a really odd choice for Star Wars. I don't know what kind of marketing pitch they gave the mouse, but I'm pretty sure it's, so when you're in the game, you move your mouse, and not your mouse, my mouse, and then you click this button. And then this will pop up. And then you click this and you hold left while you pull the right trigger, and then you throw the controller across the room to open the door. Because that's just Quantic Dream's mechanics. They do great storytelling games, but some of the mechanics that they choose just to open a frickin' door is ridiculous.
They're like, we got this cool... When they show them a little demo, they're like, we got this really cool part. So it's raining and you're outside. And you're Anakin. Press square to yell Anakin. It's just the heavy rain. They just made it Star Wars instead of Jason. It's Anakin.
Yeah.
Anakin.
Yeah. I mean, for a story, I think they would be great. As far as
as a novel,
anything
be
beyond
fantastic.
Story, I just cannot see them doing anything. I mean, Star Wars is, the storylines are, subjective to how good or bad they are. But, 1313 was one of those games that looked like it had everything. And that's what players are wanting. And then for Quantic Dream to say, look, we're making this, and we have no idea what we're doing, but we're going to make it. So come on board. I don't think the problem was getting people. I think the problem was probably keeping people. So, Bill's like, hey, man, they're making Star Wars. I can help them make Star Wars. I'm going to go help them make Star Wars. Bill turns around 5 minutes later, screw that place and screw Star Wars. I'm never working there. So it just sucks, because I do want another good Star Wars game. 1313 had just a feel about it from everything that we saw before it was killed, that just screamed what we wanted out of a Star Wars game. And then, they poo-pooed on it like, they poo-poo on everything Star Wars. So, I mean, if I was going to give a developer, Star Wars, it wouldn't have been Quantic Dream. Just wouldn't have. Damn sure wouldn't have been EA either. But, there's plenty of capable people out there, even a small team development, let them try something. But Quantic Dream, I think they bit off more they could chew. I think that you're probably right. They are trying to get bought out. That's why one of the reasons they also did the trailer, like, look, They trust us to make Star Wars, so we're profitable. We can bring in money. And I'm surprised Sony hasn't bought them because, I mean, everything they put out for the last 20 years has been Sony exclusive. So,
Yeah, I guess.
Fahrenheit,
Well,
Fahrenheit was the last non-exclusive game that I remember.
Well, they've only made like 5 or 6 games, right? Nomad Soul was before Fahrenheit, and then they've only made Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human, right? That's the only things they put out.
No, wasn't there? Maybe it was. Because I remember Nomad Soul and Fahrenheit were both on Xbox. I don't remember if they were exclusive, but
right. But
Sony
everything else
published, has been straight up Sony.
Yeah, Sony published the last 3 of their games: Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit. So Sony was part publisher for those. So yeah, I'm surprised they haven't either. But you know, EA got the mouse's attention because it's got what makes the mouse pants just freaking grow. Yep, money.
Oh yeah, yep. And it's a sad thing to see that kind of headline again. But before we go, I do want to say to the house of the mouse, quit screwing up Star Wars. For God's sakes, you have one of the most profitable IPs in history at your fingertips, and you're pissing it away. So get your Donald Duck hands off of it. Give it to a developer that actually gives a crap and isn't there just to milk the series out with loot boxes and crap. Thank you for listening, EA or Disney or both of you. I don't give a shit. You guys got anything else before we go?
Stop milking the blue milk.
Do you suppose that's what Minnie Mouse secretes?
Yes.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit those notifications. Tell us your thoughts, definitely, on what you think about Disney owning Star Wars. What they're doing with the IP of Star Wars, the games of Star Wars. Which ones you like? Do you wish LucasArts still had it and they were doing something with it? Because obviously Disney can't do crap. But anyways, thanks for listening again, and we will see you next time. See ya.